Hello friends, my name is Kavya Khandelwal and I am your host for this very special video series on the subject of money. We all know what money is, right? We use it every day. We earn it and spend it, but don't often think much about it. As kids, we do get a bit of money ourselves in ways like pocket money, birthday money, notes and coins, etc. And we have also seen our parents use plastic money in the form of debit cards and credit cards. Well, you see, money comes in lots of different shapes, sizes, and colors. And sometimes you can't see it at all. People earn it mostly through hard work and sometimes through luck, like winning a jackpot or a lottery. We also know that money does not grow on trees. In fact, it has no single place of birth. No one invented or discovered money. It was formed over time in many cultures in different parts of the world and at various points in history. Does this sound too much at one go? Don't worry, I'm going to take it very slow as we dive deeper into the world of money, its history, purpose, importance, and also how much of it we really need to live a comfortable life. We are going to learn about all that and more as we move ahead in this series. So sit back, relax, and join me on this wonderful journey of money. But before that, let's start with this question. What do you think is money? It's a very important question. Think about it. We will come back to this very important question soon. Before that, let me ask you another question. What do you think is this? Well, this is a toolbox which contains various tools like hammer, screwdriver, wrench, some bolts and nuts. These are the tools that are used by carpenters, mechanics and plumbers. Money, in a way, is also a tool. It is a tool to achieve many important things in life, like buying food and medicines, paying for your education, buying a house, spending for a holiday, or a gift for your best friend, a restaurant dinner, or a video game. Money can also be used as a tool that helps you in the future. This happens when you save some money out of what you earn and invest it well. Well, we will learn about all that, how to spend this tool called money well, the importance of saving and investing, and how to spend money so that we do not waste a lot of it. But as we go through all this, always remember that money is a tool that helps us do some things in our life and nothing more. Do you know what is this? This is a user or instruction manual for Apple Watch. Now, what is a user manual? In simple words, a user manual contains all important information for the user to make full use of the device. It may be a watch, or camera, or phone, or television, or even your video game. This manual includes a description of the device's functions and capabilities and also step-by-step procedures for using it, right? Now my question is, does money come with an instruction or user manual? Every time your parents withdraw some money from the ATM, do they also receive a manual on how to use that money? No, right? So how does one know how to use the money? What are its functions? What are its capabilities? Well, that's what I'm here for. This series of videos on money will be a user manual for you on how you can use your money smartly and sensibly when you get it. Here are the topics I'm going to cover over the next few videos as we walk together on this journey of learning about the idea of money. We will learn about earning money and how it is done. We will learn about spending a part of the money that we earn. we will learn about the importance of saving and investing our money so that we can use it when we need it in the future. And we may need a lot of it in the future. Why? We will learn that too. We will also learn about borrowing money and why it is often not a good idea. And finally, we will learn about sharing some of our money with others, like the government and people who are not as fortunate as we are. In short, we will learn about the most important ideas on money, which will help you make proper use and take proper care of it for your entire life. Let me now take you through the story of money, its history, and how it has come to be the way we know it today. So once upon a time, there was no money. There was barter, which is simply the exchange of personal things of value for other things that you want. This was around 11,000 years ago from today and earlier. People did not buy things from other people with money. They exchanged things they had more of for things they wanted. For example, if you and I were living in that period, I would have offered to give you a stone axe if you helped me kill a lion. But you may have not liked my offer because a stone axe would not have been a fair payment for killing a ferocious beast that would not have taken kindly to being hunted. Anyways, grains and cattle were the popular goods people used for barter those days. This system of barter and trade spread across the world, and it still survives today in some parts of the globe. In fact, when you exchange a game with a friend because you like each other's games more than yours, you're practicing barter. Around 9000 to 6000 BC, people started using cattle as money. These included not only cows but also sheep, camels, and other livestock, and are the first and oldest form of money. With the advent of agriculture, also came the use of grain and other vegetable or plant products as a standard form of barter in many cultures. Then around 1200 BC or 1200 years before the birth of Jesus Christ, cowrie shells like the ones you collect on a beach became the first medium of exchange or money in China. The bigger the shell, the higher was its value. There is an idiom in Hindi, "Do kaudi ka aadmi," which means a person who cannot be trusted. That kaudi word came from cowrie. The cowrie is the most widely and longest used currency in history, and these shells have served as money in some places even to the middle of the last century. First metal money is said to have appeared in 1000 BC in China, where they produced mock shells. In addition, tools made of metals like knives and spades were also used in China as money. From these models, we developed today's round coins that we use daily. The Chinese coins were usually made out of metals that had holes in them so that you could put the coins together to make a chain. Imagine giving a food delivery person a spade, knife, even a dragon head bridge coin. He would run away. But not in 1000 BC when such tools were used as money to buy and sell things. Then, in around 600 BC, pieces of silver and gold were made into coins. Eventually, they took the appearance of today and were imprinted with numerous gods and emperors to mark their value. These coins were first used in Turkey, but the methods were used over and over again and were further improved upon by the Greek, Persian, Macedonian, and Roman empires. Not like Chinese coins, which relied on simple metals, These new coins were composed from scarce and thus precious metals such as bronze, gold, and silver, which had a lot of value. In around 120 BC, notes in the form of leather money were used in China. These notes were made out of rare white deer skin, and its edges were painted with bright colors. These leather banknotes were exchanged for goods and played an important role in the start of establishment of early and new businesses. These leather notes are also believed to be the beginning of a kind of paper money. The first types of paper money were used in China more than 1400 years ago, or around 600 AD. The reason such money was used was because there was a shortage of copper, which was largely used to make coins. Also, people found it difficult to pay someone a lot of money in the form of such coins, as they used to weigh heavy. Early paper money was simply a written promise to pay a certain amount of gold or silver money. It took another 100 to 200 years for such paper money to spread to the rest of the world, but the practice began to catch on in Europe in the 1600s. The first European banknotes were printed in Sweden in 1661 AD. People could buy them in exchange of some amount of silver coins. Have you ever traveled to another country where your money is no good until you exchange it with a bank? How does the bank know how much your money is worth? This problem was solved by the gold standard that was first adopted by England in 1816. The gold standard was adopted to address the problem of different nations issuing their own standard currencies. Gold standard meant that the value of currency was backed by a certain number of ounces or grams of gold. In other words, a country's money system is said to be on the gold standard when its paper currency is backed by gold. This means that money represents gold. Coins are made of an equal amount of gold, and coins and notes represent an amount of gold held in a safety vault somewhere. For example, the US that adopted the gold standard by the year 1900 fixed that every 10 gram of gold in its banks would be equal to $500. Or in other words, the value of each US dollar was fixed at 0.02 grams of gold. To give you a simpler example, assume you own a collection of 100 Hot Wheel cars. After playing with them for 2 years, you got bored of them and were asking your parents to get you a collection of Lego blocks. Your parents agreed and you got 3 sets of Lego blocks. But you wanted more, so your parents put up a condition. And the condition was that for every 100 rupee you spend on a new Lego set, you would have to give one Hot Wheels car to your parents that you would never get back. You agreed, but realized after some days that your car collection was coming down fast as you were giving them to your parents in return of money to buy new Lego sets. Within 2 months, your car collection came down to just 20 cars as you had given away the remaining 80 cars to your parents. Now, with a much smaller car collection to give up in return of more money to buy new Lego sets, you slowed down your spending and became very careful as to which new Lego set you really wanted to buy. That was almost how the gold standard worked. To stop the central banks like the Reserve Bank in India from printing endless amounts of money that was causing inflation, which simply means increase in prices of things. The countries fixed the value of their currency to the amount of gold the central banks owned. In India, While under British rule then, we used silver currency. This caused problems when the strongest countries in the world were on the gold standard. However, in 1873, discovery of large quantities of silver was made in the United States, India, and the several European countries, which resulted in a decline in the value of silver relative to gold. Why? The more of a thing is available, the lesser will be its price, right? Anyways, this caused a fall in the value of Indian currency. This event was known as the fall of the rupee. Several countries switched over to a gold exchange standard, including India, in the 1890s. During the 1930s, much of the world faced very bad economic conditions. Many people lost their jobs, hungry or homeless. Factories got closed, and people did not have enough money to buy even food. This period is called the Great Depression. It started in the United States, but it quickly spread throughout the world. Hurt by the effects of the Great Depression, the US that wanted to print more money to help its people but could not do so because it did not have the adequate amount of gold to back it up, abandoned the gold standard in 1933 to allow the government to print more money than it had gold. Other countries also followed the US, and the gold standard was gradually phased out from numerous other countries, including India. The gold standard was completely replaced by fiat money, a term to describe currency that is used as money in a country because of a government's order or because people exchanging it agree on its value. Such money has no value of its own. In India, for instance, the Indian rupee is fiat money. In the US, it is the US dollar. All currencies now are fiat currencies, and there are no existing currencies backed by gold, silver, or any such precious commodity. Many countries maintain gold reserves, but they are not used to back the value of their currencies. The value of a country's currency is largely maintained by the size and strength of its economy. Money is used in every part of the world to buy and sell, to pay people for their work, and to put prices on things. But, like languages, money is not the same everywhere. Different countries and regions have different units of money or currencies, such as India has the Indian rupee, the US has US dollar, UK has pound sterling, and so on. Normally, the government of a country is in charge of producing the money that makes up its currency. It oversees the making of coins and notes in a factory called mint, which are then issued through banks. Each country has its own government that decides which currency to use. So, just as different languages are used in different countries, so are different currencies. To buy things in a country, you must have the currency of that country. This means exchanging your usual currency for another. Let me share a bit about the Indian rupee, which is the official currency or fiat money of India. The word rupee has been derived from the Sanskrit word rupayakam, meaning a silver coin. It owes its origin to rupiah, issued by King Sher Shah Suri in 1540 to 1545. In 1938, the Reserve Bank of India, which is India's central bank, issued its first note. It came with a portrait of King George VI. Around 10 years later, once India was independent, the country was in need of currency with new features that would be free of British influence. Hence, The first post-independence note came out in 1949, a 1 rupee note with the image of lion capital of Ashoka. Banknotes with picture of Mahatma Gandhi was first printed in 1996. The rupee is subdivided into 100 paise, though coins of 1 rupee is the lowest value in use currently. And by the way, today rupiah or rupee is the common name for currencies in India, Pakistan, Indonesia and Maldives. By the way, here is an interesting fact. Here is the picture of smiling Mahatma Gandhi that you see on the Indian rupee notes. Don't believe me? See for yourself. This picture was taken by an unknown photographer in 1946 and from there it is cropped and used everywhere. Now, the story of modern money does not stop at fiat money or the notes and coins printed and issued by the governments and central banks around the world. We also have money in the form of credit cards, debit cards, electronic money, and now cryptocurrencies, which are simply created by computers performing complex mathematical calculations. You may talk to your parents to understand what these kind of money mean and how they are used. I do not understand these as of now, and so I have kept them out of my explanations. So far, we have learned about the history of money and how it has evolved over the past few centuries and across the world. But have we still understood the real meaning of money? Yes, we now understand that money is just a tool that can help us in a few important things in life. But what are the specific purposes that money plays in our lives? We will try and learn them in the next video. Till then, talk about your learnings from this video with your friends and parents. Share your learnings with them. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.